to Walid, Imam considered it necessary to leave Medina. You could say that if he had stayed in Medina, the people of Medina would have taken care of him. However, this is simply not true. After the death of the Messenger of Allah, there seemed to be some effects on Medina from which these expectations were proven wrong. After all, it was Medina where Fatima Zahra was attacked only after the death of the Messenger of Allah. She did not see any sign of sympathy from the people of Medina. Imam Ali faced various heartbreaking situations for 25 years, but Medina did not show any love or grief to him. After that, in Medina, the occasion came that there was resistance to bury Imam Hassan next to Prophet Muhammad, but the people of Medina did not protest. The circumstances and subsequent events show that if Imam Hussein had not evacuated Medina out of foresight, the land of Medina would have been made red with the blood of the son of the Holy Prophet. The danger was certain and it was real. Walid wrote to Yazid,
Hussein bin Ali does not recognize your caliphate, nor is he ready to swear allegiance to you.
Yazid wrote in response,
Hurry up and comply with my letter to send a complete list of all the prominent people who have pledged allegiance to me, and those who have not pledged allegiance to me, but with your reply, the head of Hussein bin Ali should be present.
By chance, Imam Hussein had already left Medina before the letter arrived. So, Walid was unable to obey the order, and after that, Walid was not spared from being punished, and in the month of Ramadan, he was disposed. But if Imam Hussein had been martyred in Medina, would his martyrdom have been with the same effect as Karbala? Political government would not have let that happen at all. It would have been disguised in various ways. Something similar to the martyrdom of Imam Hassan would have been set up, or Hazrat Ali's killing would have been set up, after which the Damascus government would have been acquitted of this accusation. In that case, Hussein would have been killed and the face of the empire of Damascus would have been covered with the veil of Islam and humanity. Imam Hussein's tactic was to stay in Medina only when it was not necessary to swear allegiance. His purpose and his sacrifice would have been wasted if he were to be killed in Medina. Of course, this trip was no ordinary trip. It was the first stage of the destination of Karbala, or the first step of the journey to the hereafter. So, this night Imam Hussein stayed awake and spent his time at the holy shrines of his grandfather Hazrat Muhammad, mother Hazrat Fatima Zahra, and his brother Hassan Mushtaba. The night was not over when he left Medina. The morning of Medina was dull today because the real sun had disappeared, and the grave of the Prophet was dark because the light of the Prophet's eyes was seen today in the desert of poverty. It was the 28th day of the month of Rajab in the year 60 AH when Imam Hussein left Medina. This verse of the Quran was on his lips at that time.
فخرج منها خائفا يترقب قال رب نجني من القوم الظالمين.
This verse mentions the time when Hazrat Musa came out of Egypt disgusted with the tyranny of Pharaoh. Imam Hussein was disgusted with the tyranny of Yazid. Imam Hussein left for Mecca. Although Ibn Zubayr left for Mecca earlier by unknown routes, the same advice was given to Imam, but he was not ready to make his departure from Medina and escape. He took with him all the children of his grandfather, Abu Talib, including his two sisters, Hazrat Zainab and Kulthum, and all his brothers, nephews and relatives were with him, except Muhammad bin Hanafiya. He was left in Medina due to some compulsion, and Hani bint Abu Talib could not go due to old age. It is also clear from the way he took his family with him that he was not leaving with the intention of war. After leaving Medina, Imam Hussein turned towards Mecca. This is because in Mecca, according to the ancient traditions of Arabia and the specific teachings of Islam, it is not permissible to kill an animal or even uproot grass. Imam Hussein began to live a life of silence. It had nothing to do with the affairs of the empire or the affairs of the country. Even after reaching Mecca, he did not send letters or emissaries, nor did he invite people from different parts of the world for help. It was also an important part of his role to set goals. He entered Mecca on the 2nd of Sha'ban 60 AH. When entering Mecca, he recited this verse of the Quran.
ولما توجه تلقاء مدين قال عسى ربي أن يهديني سواء السبيل.
This is also related to the incident of Prophet Musa when he took refuge in Madian. At that time, Imam Hussein's stay in Mecca was as a refuge, and this was the advice he was given by his brother Muhammad bin Hanafiya on his departure from Medina. What will happen if the situation in Mecca becomes unfavorable? Muhammad bin Hanafiya was of the opinion that if the conditions there did not suit him, he should leave, moving to the deserts and in the foothills, and from one city to another, until the people's situation comes to light, and then form a definite opinion. His stay in Mecca was apparently permanent and had no specific purpose except for a peaceful life, which can only be fulfilled in the words of "live and let live." He did not provide any military force or provoke the people against Yazid.